Hi guys, so this is a video that I kept delaying, partly because I didn't know whether I felt that comfortable talking about it, but then there was the other part that I felt that if I don't talk about it, I'm not going to be able to help other people. So I'm doing this video not as a professional and not as somebody who is going to be giving you any advice. I'm just going to talk about my experience, so any women who still have to go through it are going to be a lot more clued up. And if you're not a woman, you will be, if you're a man, you'll know somebody who will go through it. You'll have a wife, a partner, a mum, a friend who will go through it, so it's good for you to be aware as well. So the thing is about perimenopause, it just lasts a few years, quite a number of years actually, and there was nothing that was too challenging for me. And you get like very irregular periods, and you get hot flushes. Mine weren't too bad. I could feel my face getting hot, but there was only one occasion where I broke out into loads of sweat and it was just dripping down my face, but that was only the once. Sometimes I just felt a little bit hot, and that was really it. None of those symptoms were too challenging, although they were different. They weren't too challenging. The hot flushes were frequent though, I do want to mention that. It wasn't like 2 or 3 times a day. I remember feeling hot throughout the day. It would just be happening regularly, maybe 20 times a day. I didn't really count. Because the perimenopause wasn't too challenging, I had absolutely no idea when you actually go through the menopause, when my period stopped, I had no idea what an impact it would be on my body and on my physical health. It was like my body had been hit by a car crash. And the thing is, I didn't recognise what it was because the symptoms of perimenopause were not too challenging. I wasn't prepared for anything that dramatic, and it was only a year and a half later, a year and a half of suffering, wondering what's going on with my body, not feeling right, when I heard another actress on TV almost in tears saying how she couldn't cope. But I'm just thinking, oh, that's how I'm feeling. And then I put the 2 and 2 together and realised that it was when my period stopped. That's when I started to feel like this. There's a song I wrote, it's called In the Dark. I'll leave a link. I wrote that song when I was going through this and didn't know what was happening to me. Maybe it should be called the menopause song. So the first thing that I was experiencing is I was getting very out of breath. And so usually when you get out of breath, you just sit down for a while, you recover. But with this, the recovery was taking a long time. So I'd be doing all the things I did normally, and then it was like just something snapped and I couldn't do any more. I couldn't even move one step more. I just had to lie down or sit down. I was so out of breath. And then I could start doing things again, but slowly. And this was going on for a long time. And I'm thinking, I don't feel right. I don't know what's the matter with me. The other thing is, nothing in my body seemed to feel right. I suffer from eczema. Everything just got worse. Skin became really bad. I was going through a good phase with my skin, especially on my face. I had a clear complexion. Everything went downhill. My gut felt very sensitive. It felt very sensitive to everything. I also had phlegm in my chest constantly. This was something that I thought would pass, like any illness or anything the body goes through. You know, after a couple of weeks, after 6 weeks, sometimes you get past it. But this just seemed to be going on forever. I used to do a lot at the gym, suddenly couldn't do that anymore. I could do some exercises, but not all the stuff that I used to do. And also, emotionally, when I got onto gear 4, sometimes you're rushing, and I got to gear 4, everything's on gear 4, I couldn't calm down from that. The body just can't calm down. It's too much. So I try to do everything at a more steady pace. Nobody around could tell me what was the matter with me. I remember the kids joking once. I said, "Oh, Mummy, we can't take you anywhere without a carer." I mean, it's an innocent joke, but it just shows how people don't really understand. When can you say to anyone, "I've just been through the menopause, sorry, I'm feeling tired, I'm not going to walk anymore, I'm sitting down, sorry, I'm not feeling right, I've just been through the menopause"? When can you say that? Is it really a thing? Does it really mean anything to anyone? And then talking to other women afterwards, they're the only ones who understand. How did I recover? I don't know how I recovered. Maybe it was just time. I started doing hijama, wet cupping. That helped clearing my lungs. For my general health, I started seeing a chiropractor. My posture was very bad. And now I just try and eat healthy. Lots of green vegetables. Try and stop the processed food. I don't know whether it was just time that helped me or it was these things that helped me. Probably it was a mixture of everything, because my understanding is when the body gets used to it, you can start to feel normal again. But I don't feel 100% normal. I've still got to be careful not to push my body so hard that it gets to that point where I'm suddenly tired, because then I can't function properly. I also try not to rush. As I said, the moment I get onto gear 4, I can't come down, and it's not a nice feeling. I don't really know how to end this video, people. I just wanted to make you aware. So this is my experience. I think everyone will have a different experience. I don't want anyone to feel isolated, and I don't want anyone to go through it and think, what is going on with my body? Because let's face it, it's not the kind of thing you talk about at family gatherings or social events. But I hope this video will help somebody out there.